Yeah. Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. Cruising Podcast. I love you. Yeah. Cruising. And when I make you mine. Ooh. Oh, where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. The serenade y'all real quick. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? You understand where we're coming from. I'm sorry. That's all right. Let me stop. Let me calm down. Chill out. We're good. Theme. Okay, so as you probably can tell, I just got done watching the Super Mario Bros. That came out in April. I'm sorry. I know I'm late to the game. I understand it. As you guys probably saw in my Instagram post, I got to talk about The Last of Us winning the adaptation, the comic book adaptation award. Don't I mean did I say comic book? Video game adaptation award. I'm sorry, at the Game Awards. And yeah, so I think a close number 2, if we're being honest, is was Super Mario Bros. Movie. It wasn't a close number 2. Let's just be real. Last of Us, like I said before, probably best show of the year. But that movie right there, they did an amazing job and not just nostalgia, but kind of doing their own take on the Mario movie. Like if you guys didn't see the John Leguizamo and Bob Haskins Mario movie back in the 90s, which I got to see with my mama during we went down to South Street to go see that one. I remember me and her going to go see that movie inside theaters. It was you know what I mean, it was an event. It was an event. Okay. I know some people think that's one of the worst movies of all time or whatever. When I was a kid, I guess, seeing the transformation of Bowser almost ruined me. And, as a kid, there's some things you just aren't supposed to see. And that was it. But, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I didn't understand it. I don't understand the hate for that movie. It is not the greatest adaptation. Let's not get it twisted. It's not one of the greatest adaptations to a video game, but I don't think it was that bad. It's not Dragon Ball Z Evolution bad. Okay, so I really don't. I don't know. I didn't see the Razzie or whatever the fuck they wanted to give it award or whatever. I didn't see that bad. I guess maybe I need to rewatch it. Probably do need to rewatch it. It's probably what we need to do. But I will talk about the movie in just a second because I completely forgot to do something to you guys real quick. Not to you guys, for you guys, and tell you guys where you can find the Cruising Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find the latest updated show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. Yeah. And please leave that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. It's also on Spotify, man. Let me know how you're doing. Once again, all that helps with the visibility of the pod. Make sure that it helps it get a little bit more out there, shows engagement, all the rest of that cool stuff. You already know. If you part of the social media game, you already know you got to show that engagement, baby. But hopefully everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful holidays. Yeah, I hope you guys are, man. I hope you being able to see fam, doing everything possible to, maximize the time with the familia, with the familia, or loved ones, or people, or even side pieces. I mean, if that's what you into, baby, that's what you into. That's just life. But no, man, I truly so we got to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and and I thought it was really good. I really do. I think it was a great adaptation. That was the smartest way to do a Mario movie. That was probably the smartest way. Now they tried the live action one, and to me, it didn't have the essence of a Super Mario. It seemed like they tried to do their own thing, and it was like, okay, let's okay. But the movie they did their own thing. They Mario's from Brooklyn. They are a struggling they're struggling plumbers, blah blah blah, all rest of that cool stuff. And I like how they kind of did the side scrolling, like they paid homage to to the game for real when they did really one of the beginning scenes, and they did a really side scrolling where Mario's jumping through different obstacles and things like that, and then Luigi's having the hardest of times. But I really thought this was fantastic. I think all the voice actors did a great job. I'm kind of upset. The only thing I'm upset about is that you couldn't really tell that was Chris Pratt's voice. I really couldn't. They actually, while watching it, I couldn't really pick out that was Chris Pratt. So if you didn't tell me that was Chris Pratt as that as the voice actor, I would have to say like, okay, you got me, But it would have been nice to hear the original Mario voice doing this. Like, if we're being like, if we're being serious about this, this is like we should have heard, because if there's one person that can really bring the essence of that voice out and in the character, it's the original fucking voice actor. Okay, so I don't know, man. That part, that's the only one. I think Charlie Day did an amazing job as Luigi. But like again, once again, it would have been nice to hear the original Mario voice. But I will say this: the Chris Pratt, he did a really good job. I do have to say. I'm sorry. I wish that voice actor got the love that he deserved, but he did get like an opening line to the movie. So I mean, it's kind of cool at the same time that he was a part of it, but it would have been nice to keep him, keep him part of the fold there, because we that's what most Mario fans grew up on, was his voice. It's me, Mario. Um, I think they did one line a little too much for me, and it was borderline racist. It was borderline stereotypical shit. Like, I don't remember. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't remember Mario ever saying "Mamma Mia" so much. I don't remember that. I like that they gave us a little backstory. They gave them a family and things like that. I'm glad they gave us a little backstory of Mario. Also like that. Princess Peach was amazing in this. Like, they made her into a badass. Not just as what she normally is a damsel in distress. She was actually whooping some ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great different character, because most of the time when we played the game, it's Princess Peach is getting caught and we have to go get her from Bowser's castle. So Bowser, different animal, man. I think there were some very funny parts, but I think the funniest part of the movie was the little blue star. That was very, very, very depressing to listen to sometimes. Oh, please give me the sweet, finally, sweet. Oh my goodness gracious, why are you so negative? You guys get a chance. Y'all gotta watch. This movie was actually very well done. I will have to say it should have been a cartoon to begin with, and I think that was the smart route they went with, for real, for real. Illumination being a part of being the production company of this was definitely the smart way to go to. They have definitely been them, and DreamWorks have definitely been like the forefront. Now, if they're the same company, my bad. I feel like two different names to two different companies to same company would not make any sense. So but just putting it out there. Illumination, as you guys probably don't know, probably the biggest one is the Minions, which they show here too. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, amazing. Go ahead, make your pants dance. They made Donkey Kong into the most bro person ever. Oh man, I love it, man. It's just, I'm surprised that they ain't try to work in like a smoking slash weed reference to this. I'm very happy that they stopped giving him that typecast of like this this is a pothead characters. Like I'm really happy to see that part. Like fucking Seth Rogen killed his role as Donkey Kong for real. I think, like I said, all the voice actors did a great job. I really was impressed. Like when you first hear the list of people that they put there, you're like, all right, maybe Jack Black as Bowser, possibly, but he can make that gravelly voice too, and he's very funny. You know, he's a very funny guy. And what's great about that is that Jack Black is a really physical like comedian. And I mean, like whenever he does his shows, I mean, whenever he does any show or anything, he's very physical. And they really play that out with Bowser, with the voice acting, all that cool stuff. I think they did a great job at really matching Jack Black's energy as Bowser. Like it was wow. Like they brought these characters to life that we normally see in 2D or sometimes 3D. Like Mario 3, we all played that in the Mario 64. Let's be real. Like how long did all of us play it? I think that the incorporation of Mario Kart, great job. I think that was they brought Rainbow Road to life. I mean, they brought Rainbow Road to the screen, which was awesome. Um Really, I would love to have seen more of like Diddy Kong. And then also, there was one important piece of Mario that was missing until the end. But overall, this was a great movie. Overall. Now the sad part is it came out the same year as Last of Us, and so they probably would have won best video game adaptation any other year except this year for sure. Twisted Metal was good. I think any other year that Mario or Last of Us wasn't out, I think Twisted Metal probably would have been up there too, to tell you the truth. Like, y'all gonna hate it. Some people might hate on it, man, but I love the show. I'm so happy for a second season. I know I said talking about this before. I'm very happy about it. But it definitely, I hope, this is what I hope. It might sound crazy to you. Hold on. Sorry. It might sound crazy to you. Might sound crazy to me, might sound crazy to all of us. I think that there's going to be a Super Smash Bros. Movie at some point in life. They set it up at the Jungle Kingdom. They for sure set up Super Smash Bros. Um, you know, yeah, they set it up. There might be a Mario Kart movie, but I think they're trying to, because there's supposed to be another Sonic movie coming out too. And Sonic apparently hits different universes. And also they talked about different universes. And I don't know, like with Peach, they were like, I might be from the world that you're from, but I might not be. I don't know. She said the only time, that like I only remember getting here to the Mushroom Kingdom, and that's it. It was such great nostalgia to watch this, man. Wow. The way they incorporated the power-ups too, fantastic. But going back to the Super Smash Bros, they were talking about different multiverses. Oh, might have. I think we're gonna have it. I think we're gonna have a Smash Bros movie at some point in life. We already had Detective Pikachu, which is set in a different universe than the rest of the Pokemon universe. Because you don't see no Ash Ketchum or anything like that. But so we have to say it's probably a different universe in the Pokemon. Sonic has definitely hit different places. And we're gonna get another Super Mario Brother movie. I'm sure we're probably at some point we'll get another Donkey Kong movie too. Who knows? Who knows? Oh man, I'm all in on a Super Smash Bros. Movie for sure. I know they put out like a little like thing, like a little timeline, and they haven't announced any of the movies on the timeline of definitely the Super Smash Bros. Um movie, but like the Smash Bros. Universe or whatever. I think the next one that they should definitely try to help. I mean, try to make. I would say like Zelda. I would definitely watch a Zelda movie now. I think it's worth watching a Zelda movie now. They pulled that off. Oh my god! Please make it happen. Oh my goodness gracious. That would whoo man. Y'all my nipples got hard. Yeah. Did y'all mine definitely did. But yeah, I'm very yeah, we're gonna make something's coming down the pipeline. I cannot wait. Man. Okay. Also, lastly, just in case, I just wanted to put this out there too. Um, I just read this actually about maybe 10 minutes ago. No, but I've been doing this I've been talking for 15 minutes. So about maybe 30 minutes ago. My bad. About 30 minutes ago, we got a confirmation that Disney Plus is going to have a animated series based on dun, 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 Wakanda. Wakanda. Woo! Wakanda is getting a animated show on Disney Plus, which is supposed to come out next year. That means they're done with it. That means they're ready to roll a trailer out very very soon, and I am excited. Black Panther universe is going to expand. That's going to be cool. We're supposed to get a Okoye movie too. Remember, I mean Okoye show. Remember that we're supposed to get a Okoye show, and then we also supposed to get a Ironheart TV show, right? I think yeah, Ironheart's supposed to get a TV show too. So that's three people. I mean, that's four different properties now that Black Panther universe is because we're going to call it a universe for right now. Black Panther universe is kind of expanding a little bit. I like this. Yeah, let's go. We get a black. Yeah, okay. But I did read somewhere else. I mean, also read the same. I got this from comicbook.com, by the way. Also read that this does kind of spell possibly there might that Ironheart might be taking a little bit more time than what they initially thought it was going to take. So them really announcing this coming out in 2024 might be a telltale sign of like Ironheart might get pushed back a little bit. I'm excited for Echo, by the way. Echo is definitely going to introduce characters that we've been waiting for a long. I think that's where Punisher comes back. I really do. I think that's where John Bernthal comes back for sure. Um, I wish we got another season of Punisher on Netflix. I hope that Disney Plus does that series justice and make sure that it's still as violent because you can't take away the violence of Punisher. You just can't. Like that character is so tragic. I guess that's the word we can use there. It's a tragic character that has to do very very bad things. And I think that's where we get Punisher back. I think I heard something through rumblings. Definitely Daredevil's going to be coming back. We cannot wait for that fucking show to come out, man. I just wish Netflix held on to those a little bit. I really hope that at some point Jessica Jones comes back. I think she deserves this. I think Kristen Ritter killed it as Jessica Jones. I think Luke Cage needed another season. I think we got one good season, then we got one bad season. Like one, I wouldn't say bad season. I would say the way they ended Luke Cage was disheartening for real. That was disappointing for like very, very disappointing. I don't know. I wasn't happy with the end. Like, what? You took over the club. Okay. But you're Luke Cage. You're supposed to be the dial H for hero. That's what y'all suppose the Defenders. I think the Defenders Netflix run that we had, um, I really I think it was a missed opportunity. Like if we're being if yeah, I think that was a missed opportunity for Netflix in particular because you could have expanded that universe and you could have not had them part of the MCU at some point, but they did kind of connect Jessica Jones to the Battle of New York with the incident. Hold on, the incident that happened. We kept hearing about throughout the first season of Jessica Jones. That was the incident. Apparently, was probably the Battle of New York, and maybe that would actually be played out like on the other end. I love, and I forgot what movie I was talking about the other day, what was the show I was talking about the other day? Oh my fuck. There was a show I was talking about the other day where it's kind of Monarch. That's what it was. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. That like you get to see the other side of the battle, you know what I mean, of the actual civilians going through it, and what they had to survive and things like that. I think that we need to see that from Jessica Jones' point of view. I would love to see that from Jessica Jones' point of view. I I think we got two chances. I think we had two chances at Finn Jones as Iron Fist, and the second season actually had a better villain. I would say. I would say the second season definitely had a way better villain. The villain choice was definitely better. The fighting was a lot better. I think we needed one more season of that too to like kind of solidify, was this a good series? Was it not? I think we solidified that Jessica Jones was a good series. I think we solidified that part of the story. I think we solidified that Punisher was definitely. Think Punisher needed one more season too, because I think the second season had way too many villains. I would say Luke Cage had too many villains the first season. Second season, if I remember, I can't remember fully offhand, but shit, I wanted to rewatch it. But I think they had too many. The first season for sure, like it had a side and B side of Luke Cage the first season. Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. Fuck, damn it, just shit. I don't think it's on because it's not on Netflix. What is it on? Oh, it's on Disney Plus. Oh, okay, yep, we can do that. Okay, but yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Like I said, I completely forgot what I started off talking about. Black Panther. So yes, Black Panther will get a spin-off animated series. They have not told any details about it. They just only said they're getting a series, and it's going to be happening next year, 2024, baby. So can't wait for 2024 for that situation. So with that, we're going to call that a show for today for Shizay. I am going. Actually, what's kind of crazy is I'm going to jury duty for the first time tomorrow. A little nervous, don't know what to expect. Hopefully, I come. I mean, I can't talk about it, of course, but I have to be able to do my civic duty as a American citizen. So I would definitely, we're gonna definitely try to have a show tomorrow. And, you guys know, and I'm 25 days of Christmas will continue on. This is actually my second show today, so yeah. So with that, I would like to say I love all of you guys. Don't do any, where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you find latest updates of the show. Also, where you can find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nice Down Finance. And with that, I would like to say, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify. Please leave a written review on Apple Podcasts and also like and subscribe on YouTube. And please tell me how you're doing on Spotify. That'll be great. So with that, I would like to say, I love all of you. Don't do anything I'm gonna do. Catch you guys later. Deuces. Deuces.